Actually, Jaden, could you pause the streaming for a second? I've noticed we do not have one of our presenters.
If I pause it, I think we have to make a new stream.
Ah, okay.
But I can keep the slide up until we have everyone.
That's fine. Brian, could you do you have contact information for Asan?
I'll find it, yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
if you
get it.
could get a hold of somebody and make sure he knows that it's an 8:30 meeting instead of a 9 o'clock or a 10 o'clock meeting. I'm gonna guess he didn't get the memo that this was an 8:30 meeting.
Yeah.
I left him just left a message on his phone. I can send him an email as well.
No, you know what we're gonna do, Brian? I'm gonna present the orders. We're just gonna go ahead. I don't think there's
That
any
works
need
for
to
me.
wait. Yeah, that's fine. We've got a summary of what's in the orders, so I'll go forward with it. All right, Jaden, if you want to go ahead and drop the slide, we'll get started. All right. Good morning, everyone. This is Chair French convening the regular business meeting of the Kansas Corporation Commission for Thursday, December 18th, joined by my colleagues Commissioner Keen and Commissioner Keither. On today's agenda, we have a consent agenda consisting of 21 items, and we have 4 noticed items. Commissioners, will we begin with our consent agenda? You've had the opportunity to review those 21 items on the consent agenda. Um, at this time, I'll ask if you have any questions, beginning with Commissioner Keither
No questions, thanks.
and Commissioner Keen.
None for me either. I move approval of the consent agenda.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. Is there any further discussion on that motion? Hearing none, all in favor, please vote aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed, say no. The consent agenda is approved. We will now move to the first of our 4 noticed items. That is in docket number 25, CONS 3236 CMSC, and this is a proposed order on petition for reconsideration. And our presenter for this item is Mr. John Myers. Go ahead, John.
Good morning, Chair French, and good morning, Commissioners. The order before you denies the petition for reconsideration that was jointly filed by Keto Inc. and Emerson Operating LLC in this matter. With that, I am available for any questions.
All right, thank you. Are there any questions on this item? And I will start this time with Commissioner Keen.
Thank you, Chair French. I'm recused on this docket.
Okay. Then I will turn to Commissioner Keither.
No questions. I'm just hoping we can put this to sleep at some point.
All right. Well, then I will move for approval of the order.
Second.
We got a motion and a second. Any further discussion on that motion? Hearing none, all in favor, please vote aye.
Aye.
Aye. And we will note Commissioner Keen is recused in this docket. Thank you, John. We will now move to our second notice item, and this is in my docket numbers here. 26 TRAM 145 PEN, and this is a proposed penalty order in that docket. And it looks like we do not have our presenter for this item, so I'm going to present it. So let me get my paperwork straight here. This is a transportation penalty order that assesses a fine of $4,700 to Tyrell Alexander, DBA 5G Construction, a common carrier that hauls aggregates and equipment. The carrier is based out of Ulysses, Kansas. This penalty order alleges 23 violations set forth in 10 counts, including a $750 fine for failing to maintain records of inspection and maintenance of the vehicles operated, a $750 fine for not obtaining periodic annual inspections on the CMVs operated, a $750 fine for failing to enroll in the Federal Drug and Alcohol Clearinghouse, a $500 fine for failing to obtain commission authority to operate, a $500 fine for using a driver without a valid CDL to operate a CDL required vehicle, a $250 fine for failing to retain supporting documents for transports. Additionally, there were fines for failures related to the carrier's record-keeping processes, among others. That is a brief description of the orders. Commissioners, I do see we have transportation staff here, so let me ask at this time if you have any questions for staff, beginning with Commissioner Keither.
No questions, thanks.
And Commissioner Keen.
None for me either. I'd move approval of the order.
Second.
All right, we've got a motion and a second to approve the order as described. Any further discussion on that motion? Hearing none, all in favor, please vote aye.
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 Gotta wake
Any
up.
opposed say no? The order is approved. We will now move to our third noticed item. This is in docket number 26 TRAM 0151 PEN, and this is another proposed penalty order. And I will present this one as well. This transportation penalty order assesses a fine of $5,100 to JGS Auto Wrecking LLC, DBA JGS Auto Wrecking, a common carrier that hauls motor vehicles. The carrier is based out of Kansas City, Kansas. The penalty order alleges 12 violations set forth in 8 counts, including a $2,000 fine for operating commercial motor vehicles in defiance of a commission suspension order. The commission had suspended the carrier a year earlier for failing to comply with an investigation. It includes a $1,000 fine for failing to obtain federal authority to operate, a $500 fine for not obtaining proper commercial vehicle registration, a $350 fine for failing to maintain records of inspection and maintenance on the vehicles operated, and a $250 fine for using drivers that had not been medically examined and certified. Additionally, there were fines for failures related to the carrier's record-keeping processes, among others. And with that, again, we have staff available. Are there any questions on this item, beginning again with Commissioner Keither
No questions.
and Commissioner Keen?
None for me either. I'd move approval of the order.
Second.
All right, we've got a motion and a second to approve the order as described in this docket. Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor, please vote aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed say no. The order is approved. We now move to our fourth and final noticed order. This is in docket number 26 TRAM 0169 MIS. And this is a proposed order granting temporary waiver of federal regulations limiting hours of service for carriers. And our presenter for this item is Mr. Brian Fedotin. Go ahead, Brian.
Thank you. Good morning, commissioners. And as you've noted in the prior dockets, Mike Hamey, our director of transportation, is also with if you need more detail. Yesterday, Governor Kelly issued a state of disaster emergency proclamation to waive regulations limiting hours of service for motor carriers delivering propane for residential heating. The governor's regional declaration of emergency covers all counties in Kansas and runs from December 17th through December 31st. Pursuant to KSA 77-536A and 49 CFR 390.23B of the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration regulations, this order provides a 14-day waiver of 49 CFR 395.3 and 395.5 to motor carriers delivering propane for residential heating during the emergency that was declared by the governor. All other applicable state and federal regulations relating to motor carriers would remain in effect, though. With that, I'm available for questions.
I'm muted. Thank you, Brian. Are there any questions on this item, beginning with Commissioner Keither
No, thanks.
and Commissioner Keen?
And no questions. One very brief comment. Thank you very much, Brian. I thank you and the staff, really, of our transportation division for acting on this very quickly so that we could be in synchronization, really, with the governor's declaration, which is an important subject here, especially as we're approaching some of the harder parts of winter and the availability of propane may be in question. So this expedites that process. So once again, thanks to our staff for working toward this end and this order. That being said, I would move approval of the order.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to approve the order as described. Is there any further discussion on that motion? Hearing none, all in favor, please vote aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, say no. The order is approved. Thank you all. Thank you, Mike, for being here.
Thank you.
All right. With that, we have come to the conclusion of all the items noticed on today's business meeting agenda. If there's nothing further to come before us this morning, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move that we adjourn.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor, please vote aye.
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 Aye. We are adjourned. Thank you all. Take care. See you soon.
Yeah. Soon.
Yeah.